All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to Duly Noted. This is our very first video or podcast together. My name's Tom Keller. I'm one of the co-founders, as I guess we
basically
can say.
the founder.
Yeah,
I'm just here for the ride.
I guess, but you're part of it though. You're equal parts of it.
I'm equal parts of like a third and then a quarter of that third.
That's math. I can't do that, dude.
That's like, would that be like what 1/12?
Man, I don't know. I gotta ask someone that's smarter than me. So yeah. So anyway, yeah, this is Duly Noted, a little podcast project we're working on. Give you guys a little bit background of me and Nick, or at least my memory of how it's meeting.
I can talk for myself.
Yeah.
You go first.
Well, I mean, for me, I remember you always coming in. We now both work at a music store.
Nondescript music store.
Yeah, nondescript music store. And I worked as an employee, and he would always come in as a customer, like checking out guitars and stuff. And I just see this kid coming in and start shredding, and I was like, this kid's a little too good to be like playing here right now. So
yeah,
I remember asking you not once, not 2 times, but 3 times to come and join my worship team at church.
Yeah,
and you were very hesitant. But if you peer pressure someone enough, they feel guilty about it, and they have to do what you say. So that was kind of my experience with Nick so far. So yeah, but
okay, I guess my side of the story then. So I'm a few years younger.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Than Tom over here. I'm Nick. By the way, really, most of that is basically true. So
okay,
I've been going to this nondescript music store because I'd been taking lessons there since I was like 15, 16. So like a certain amount of years ago.
A certain amount of years ago. No specific amount. Just
a certain amount of years ago. And I was taking lessons there. And honestly, I think just any time going in there, because it's funny how I need to be in a specific mindset where I get like my best ideas, and I always have to in the store, like I'm just always in like my creatively free. Oh gosh, your cat's here again.
like love me, dude.
Side note, I'm sort of allergic to cats, and I don't like to talk about it.
Yeah, I have 2 cats that he will have to live with while we are doing this podcast.
And it sucks because they really have been loving up on me.
They like you. They don't even know you, but they're like, ooh, new person. I need to snuggle with you.
Also, side note, if I'm sneezing, I'm gonna like sneeze away from the mic so you don't get an earful of that. But that was a side tangent. So back, I always go into this nondescript music store. I keep wanting to say it.
Okay.
And just like, there's something about it that just like opens your mind or like closes it off, one or the two, and I can just be in there and just like shred guitar. I can just rip away. Like, I just love doing it.
Like the preconceived notions of like what you have to do is gone, so you just get to go and just have fun. That's the whole point of going to a music store, man.
I mean, sometimes, I forget that there's other people there. And so, I try to keep it like, this is my space, but I'm also, here. But it's also my space, so don't bother me.
That's fair. That's true. That's true. But yeah. So I mean, we met basically through this nondescript music store, and I remember me pressuring you and just kind of being like, dude, you're good. You should come play for my my church, my nondescriptive church.
And my problem being that it's like, ew, church.
Yeah,
that was basically it. I was like, because I'm currently there now, and I'm doing my thing. But before that, I was like, because you had talked to my lead guitarist in my now defunct band, and I think
who was that?
I was I can't. He had the long hair and the you had seen us together. I can guarantee it. You're just not remembering.
I don't think I ever asked him. I've only asked 2 people to play guitar.
I remember it. You might have said it in a joking way. But
maybe I was probably just trying to get you. And
Tom likes to harass the younger customers of to join his projects.
Nondescript music store.
Shoot, man.
You didn't hear that. We'll bleep that out. But anyway,
can you do that?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I can just be like mute. It's gone.
Can you do like the YouTube like the duck though?
I'm like, I can't. But and you said that. Yeah.
Shoot, man. I gotta get in the mindset. But you really like to.
It's all right. I'm trying to stay youthful, Nick. That's why, because I'm not saying that I'm old, but I'm older than a lot of these other people.
But he did talk to one of my other guitarists in a project. I really do remember that. We were sitting right next to, in the way that the store is set up, is that in the middle you have all the amps and the guitars are hanging above it. Yeah. And we were sitting right next, and you were like across from the amps. And I really remember we played you one of our songs.
Man, we'll have to talk after this episode because I don't remember this. That's super funny because I don't really. I mean, because I only remember ever. I was probably joking because I only remember asking like 2 guitar players, and I remember you being one of them because I just remember you were such a
proficient.
That's a great word.
Proficiently open.
Yeah, you were able to play some stuff, and if I remember, like, hey, can you play a A minor pentatonic, or which is a stupid easy thing to ask, but you're like, so it made sense to have someone that's knowledgeable. It's really cool.
Well, when you know a lot about a certain topic, and sorry, I'm getting the cats.
He's getting worked up.
No, it's
so beautiful.
It feels like there's a cotton ball in the back of my throat right now.
Oh gosh, I will Nova, I don't want to be mean to you, but I might have to lock you up for future podcasts. So she just wants to love you so much, man. You don't have any animals at your house at all?
I have a dog, but it's non-allergenic.
Oh,
so you gotta win the system.
Yeah,
you gotta win.
If you're listening to the podcast, Nick is trying to not die from sneezing right now. You can see him struggling.
Yeah. Anyway, when you know a lot about or enough about a certain topic, when it's like she's clinging on.
She's like, I want to love you.
When you know a certain about a topic and somebody asks you somewhere in between, like the intermediate, you're like, you don't know whether or not to take it as like a question of like your intelligence or like you're serious. And that's I was like, because I thought you had known me like from coming in, that I was like, okay, whatever.
Just giving you a hard time.
Yeah.
Which, don't get me wrong, like, I love to do that. Like, I love to hackle, like, just anyone that comes in. I mean, if you have regular customers, obviously. So,
and I think you already said you worked there.
Huh?
You said you worked there, right?
Yeah, like as an employee. So, so you kind of develop a relationship with these customers, and you would come in enough, and you like were shredding and making me feel bad about playing guitar enough to where I was like, I need this kid to come play for me. I say kid, you're in your 19, 20, you're a young pup.
Yeah, I mean young enough.
Yeah. I mean, well, here I am in my 30s, so not to say that I'm old, but yeah. But anyway,
yeah, dichotomy. That's You're not old enough for me to call you old yet, so not
yet. Well, see, and that's what I think. Like, because I surround myself, or I have other like people that are like a decade older than me that were like, oh, we should go hang out and be a part of, or just go do this and do these fun things together. So they're like, 10 years older than me. So I think that they want to hang out with me as a means to stay youthful. So I think that's what I'm doing with you, trying to stay hip with the crowd.
With the times, I'll say this: you picked the worst person, because I'm like, I keep to myself, man.
You do. You do. But I think that's what makes you, because you're an enigma.
Is that what it is?
No one knows the real Nick. So they need to know. That's what I'm saying. See, I'm like, if you guys know or follow me, like I'm pretty public about a lot of stuff, like all the projects that I'm in, like all the cookie jars that I've got my hands in. So I'm like the opposite. So I'm like, here's my life, accept it. And so but I'm like, also I get to a point where I get super flustered and burnt and I just start like going in circles. And but yeah, this seems like something fun for me that I want to like do. So I mean, I don't know, it seems like,
I mean, and to go off that, I mean, because like you do like all the things, I do all the things, but like low key. and I stay pretty, I mean, ignorance is bliss, and I'm a pretty blissful person. That's all I can say about that. I mean,
it's fair. Maybe that's the world outlook that like everyone else needs to understand. They're like, you don't have all these problems in the world if you don't know about them. Like, that's
true. But needless to say, I'm a pretty bashful person. I like to keep to myself, and that's to go off what you're saying. Like up until like right now, so like we've been since like last 2 weeks ago, since I was like, okay, I'm a little uneasy because it's like, okay, I guess we're committing to this here, but you had already been like, this was your deal. You had already committed mentally like long ago, and I was like, I mean, you can't stop the gravy train now.
I mean, yeah. Well, and see, here's the thing. Like I'm sure you may or may not have noticed, my wife absolutely hates this. I get hyper fixated on things.
Oh yeah, same.
And I there are so many times where I will try new and fun things, and like I'll dump money into something, and
a lot of money.
My wife hates it. Like I got into like photography and video stuff a while back, and which it was really good because I got a really cool skill set. I got some really cool gear, the capability of doing things. So that was really cool, but it was expensive. And I mean, it's not cheap to get into some of that stuff.
Is it's what would you call it? It's polarizing because I keep my bank account very steady incline. And some of the things that Tom was buying, I was like, that's awesome. That's cool. And then just like hearing like the money, I'm doing the dollar signs if you can't see this, but I was like, dude, like I couldn't even imagine spending that much. And you're going to say that's not a lot. Because to me, my perspective.
Well, and I'm fortunate enough that I work my butt off. Like I work really hard at a lot of things, and I'm very public about all the things that I do, all the cookie jars that I'm part of. So with that comes, extra money that I don't have to have. So I get to have. Some play money. So not to say that I'm well off, but like. I can take a little bit of money here and there and put it towards, projects or fun things that I want to do.
Yeah, so. That's why I say perspective, because I'm still living at home with parents and going to college, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
And which is funny saying like spending a lot of money, but I'm basically in debt. I mean, I'm not, but like,
but I mean, like real talk. You're doing the most financially smart thing you possibly could, because if as a college student, for me, so like if you guys are watching this, you should share this with your friends so we become millionaires like immediately.
Absolutely,
that would be amazing. Nick needs food. He is so skinny. Look at him. You got to financially support this kid. But we're talking about money though.
Yeah, where was that? My buddy over there.
That's your doppelganger.
Yeah,
we have a skeleton we were doing some gag videos with. While I was waiting for Nick to show up for the podcast today, I was pretending that he was Nick. So
yeah, we're doing this at your house because if not, my mom would be doing in the background.
Yeah. Why are you doing this in my house? I worked so hard.
Basically.
Sorry, not that Nick's mom sounds like that. Nick's mom is a very nice lady.
Thank you. You really saved that one.
Yeah, so right. So if Nick's mom ends up watching this,
probably not.
Hi.
She isn't. I don't even think she has any idea I'm doing this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
My mom, she follows everything that I do.
Which another difference.
She shares the heck out of it. Except my mom, she's not like. I mean, she's pretty public about stuff, but yeah, she there are times where she'll be really open and talk and do stuff that. But I'm pretty much like, here's my life, here's a book, it's me.
I kind of figured that out pretty quick, because I don't have much. I shouldn't word it like this. I don't know Tom's mom very very well, but the little bit I do know is that whenever we do service for the church, he gets very supporting messages on his.
It is so funny. Yeah.
So context: whenever we're doing these services, we go, we practice, and then we play. And Tom uses, he's real fancy. He uses it's basically a monitor, a tablet.
It's a big iPad basically.
Yeah, that he has a bunch of chord charts on.
Yeah.
I just have my phone on a stand, and but Tom, this is why I keep my this is why I keep my phone on airplane mode.
Yeah.
Is 'cause Tom's mom is just the absolute best. We'll text him, and since his iPad and phone are linked, is that how it is?
They're linked together, so they're both iPhones and iMessages. So all of your messages come through all of your Apple products simultaneously. So it'll come through on my computer, my iPad. So every Sunday after the worship set, not every Sunday, but almost every Sunday, my mother, right after the first worship set, my mom always messages "Oh, I loved that song. That was my favorite song. You did so great. I don't know about that one person. Blah 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 blah. You did awesome." And that's what. Yeah, I'm just joking. But yeah, that's. But she always sends something like that, and it's so funny because if I don't forget. If I forget to turn off my airplane mode or my do not disturb, it just starts pinging notifications in the middle of service, and then I'm like, oh no, and I just start dropping my head, and I'm like, oh dang it, Mom. But she's just being uber supportive, and because it's always oh, I love you guys so much and stuff like that. But yeah, she is a very good support group net.
So we're similar in that way.
Yeah,
we're similar in that way. Very wholesome. Thank you.
Yes,
thank you for sharing.
Wholesome moms. What's your mom's name?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say my mom's name is Susie. So
well,
I'm not gonna give my last name. They'll know who it is, but whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, are we saying last names? Because I really love my last name.
You have the dopest last name I've ever heard. I call him Mr. Blank,
which is funny because I am not an adult. I mean,
you are.
It still doesn't feel like it.
Doesn't feel like it, but legally in the state of Missouri and our legal system, you go straight to jail, my guy.
Yeah, lucky me.
You don't get the option for juvie anymore. If you do something wrong, you go straight to jail.
No, it's done. It's done. I can't pass go. No 200 for me.
Yeah,
but
you're not old enough to appreciate the finer wines and things in life.
That's one of the things my dad did absolutely perfect for me. Last name, thank you, Leonardo. I'm just gonna let that sit for a second. I love it. You don't have to. You can choose to feel indifferent, but I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Nick by far has the cooler last name by all means. Every time I see him, I call him Mr. Leonardo. How are you today?
And one of the other workers there who runs the sound, I'm not gonna say his name yet, but he also calls me that, and it also bothers me.
Does it bother you when I call you Mr. Leonardo?
Well, when you do it, it's fine. I tolerate it.
You tolerate it. That's like when all the girls from high school called me Tommy. And
Tommy?
and I hated all of them. And then like now when someone calls me Tommy, I'm like mentally like, choking them out a little bit. Not really, but like I hated it. Like I hated it that much. So like someone calls me Tommy as a grown adult, I'm like, I hate you. You're dead to me. So not really, but take the hint. Like
so anyway, that's a little bit about us.
Yes,
right?
Yes, yeah. Well, I guess let me divulge on my last name. I guess I don't know if I need to or not, but I have a pretty good last name.
When it's applicable, because one of the names that somebody suggested for this, I absolutely loved. And now you can go ahead and say your.
It's Keller.
Tom Keller and the Keller Whales. I absolutely loved it. I absolutely loved it. And whether or not,
did you see that comment?
Yeah.
So that actually has a story behind it. That wasn't just a suggestion on Facebook.
Was it?
It me and buddies, we would do a jazz group back in college, and we would do a fundraiser for a church. It was like a mission trip, or because I think they went to They went overseas somewhere. They went abroad somewhere, and they went and did a mission trip, and it was to help raise money. So we would always go and play this jazz gig every year in the spring, and they needed a really savvy name, and savvy name, and they took a little. I had like some gear. I was playing bass for the gig, and the main guy's brother came up and just wrote on this plaque, and we needed a name. We were just playing jazz standards. So jazz standards, we're just a combo basically. We don't have a name. So he went up, wrote on this board, set it in front of us, and it said Tom and the Keller Whales.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah. So that has been an ongoing name for like 5-6 years.
I absolutely love that.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, it's so funny because like I still have that little thing that the plaque that has the Tom and the Keller Whales. I still have it. What's up, Travis? I kept that. Yeah. But anyway, that's my name. I always tell people like, just like Helen Keller, except I can see and hear and stuff. So
you're absolutely right.
Yeah, but that's the big difference. Well,
that's the big difference. Yeah, I can't do anything cool with it. It's I rarely get compliments, but when I do, it is about my name. And go ahead. And it was I think sophomore year in high school, and I'm never gonna forget this. I never will. And it's not even that important, so I don't even know why I'm bringing it up. But I just remember we were going through as like, okay, get your, certificate for, I forget what it was. I think it was like, if you had like perfect attendance that year, you got like a little thing that says, good job, you're giving us money for being here. Paraphrasing, of course. And I just remember the guy, he's like, I'm like, yeah, Nick Leonardo. And he's like, that is the coolest name I've ever heard. Always is going to stick with me.
Well, I mean, for me, I always think of two things. I think of one, you're classy as heck because of the painter. Or,
it's always the painter, or the actor, or the Ninja Turtle.
The Ninja Turtle. The Ninja Turtle's the way to go. Like, let's be honest. Like he was the guy. Like Leonardo was the main dude.
And I feel a spiritual connection to Leonardo.
See, I always my favorite one was Raphael. Ugh. Yeah, the guy that had the size and stuff. Like I always thought he was the angry, grumpy, surly one. I don't really resonate with him like as a commonality, but I just like he doesn't care what other people think. I like him.
Now, since we're going in this direction,
this is an interesting one.
I don't know what it is, but there's like some like stories or like what else? stories or like media that just like spread throughout the generation, because it's just like interesting. Like if you on paper, just the idea of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like it's in the name obviously, but it's like if you break that down, that's probably the best concept like ever.
Could you imagine like when they're like trying to spin new TV show ideas, and he's like, so hear me out, bro. There's these 4 turtles, and like they're just in the meeting room, and they're like, okay, but then they land in some toxic goo, and then they turn giant, like humanoid, and they're like, is this guy on crack? Like, what is going on? Like, but then it becomes this great, amazing TV show that like we all know and love.
It was this is one of the things I hyper fixated on when I was like 15. Because I love the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I really do.
Did you watch any of like the new ones that they made?
I've watched. So I actually sort of grew up on the 2012 one.
Because you're so young. Oh man, wait. Okay,
it's not bad.
It's
not bad.
Remind me what year you were born in again?
2002.
That hurt to hear that. I got to remind myself that I'm with all these young pups. So 2002, I was getting ready to go into high school.
Shoot, man.
Or I was a young teenager. I wasn't. Yeah, I was like 13, so I wasn't.
But
yeah.
Well, thanks for.
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you for that. Yeah. But 2012, I remember when it came out, and I didn't really think much of it. I was like, whatever, okay. But up until then, I'd remember like when I was like 5 or whatever, like the Saturday morning like cartoons. Like I remember like there was, I don't remember much about it, nor have I looked into it. But I just remember it was like futuristic setting, but the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were there. That's all I remember of it, and because dude. There's something nostalgic Saturday morning cartoons that like this generation's not gonna have.
It's different, yeah.
And I pity it.
Well, and see, like that was one of the things growing up where I really got to spend with like my grandparents, because like we would go over there. So it was Saturday mornings, we would go and spend with grandpa and grandma, and they would always make coffee and popcorn, and we just watch Saturday morning cartoons. So it was like the best feeling in the world. And now all you have is like streaming services, so there's not that gratification of like,
you just don't get it anymore.
Yeah, it's a different world, man.
But the 2012 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is not that bad. If you haven't watched it, and if you, on paper, it's like, because that's like an animated show, like 2D animated show, you can't tell me otherwise. So if you the concept of it kind of would rub anybody the wrong way, because it's
you talking about the TV show or the movie?
The TV show.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So like the CGI.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, I thought it worked that's what I was saying. Like,
is that the one that was on like Nickelodeon?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
And that was what I was saying. Like generational things, because there's been like 4 different series now of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There was one, the '80s one, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
It came out in the '80s, and then there's like the early 2000s one, where it's like kind of edgy.
Yeah.
If buzzword here. And then there's a 2012 one, and then recently, I think it was like Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This was like the 2019 one.
I haven't seen it. The Nickelodeon one, I've seen some of it.
This
but
was
I haven't
also
seen.
on Nickelodeon.
Okay. The newer ones I haven't seen. The movies I didn't watch, like TMNT. I didn't actually watch any of those. I saw the animation and the faces, and it was just like, I was like, I don't think I'm going to watch that.
There's some things. That's what I'm saying. Like generational thing. You need to be in a certain. If you're going into it like thinking it's odd, you're not gonna like it. Because I personally loved it, because those like the voice actors like iconic for like that time, because they were like those 4 voice actors like of Michelangelo, Leonardo, Donatello, and Raphael. Those were like voice actors like from a lot of other shows.
Yeah.
So I think the main one was Michelangelo was the voice actor for I think the newest, the Teen Titans Go. He's Beast Boy.
Gosh,
But I look before you say anything. The original Teen Titans still. I've watched.
OG Teen Titans is by far superior.
Absolutely.
There's no question about it. And see, that's another thing that like a generation just won't understand because they see the new one and they're like, oh, this is really cool. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not. In comparison. I mean, if I had never seen the original, I would like it.
Yeah. Well, it's anymore. There's like certain shows on Cartoon Network because I have like a niece, so I'll watch these shows and be like, oh yeah, I'm just watching this with my niece, but secretly I'm like, oh yeah, I love this. This is for me.
Yeah.
But like The Amazing World of Gumball that show is absolutely funny.
I've never watched
it. You
that.
need to watch it.
Okay. It is. So this is Cartoon Network?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of the few shows like on Cartoon Network that still like from like this past era of like regular show Adventure Time.
See, I watched Adventure Time. I watched like The Kids Next Door.
That was before. That was like the era before.
That was the era before. I mean, but Adventure Time is still going on. But
Chowda.
Yeah. So yeah, back to that generation, or when they did Toonami with all the anime and stuff on it. So like they would do like OG Samurai Jack. They finished the series now, but yeah, they did Samurai Jack. They did all the animes, like they did Dragon Ball Z and Inuyasha, stuff like that. So that was kind of how I got introed into anime. Actually,
Toonami was that was a. I'm getting flashbacks because like you knew like as a kid that. Because like they'd put all like the like Adult Swim shows like past like but right before the Toonami block, so like King of the Hill, like the shows that like a specific person would watch, like King of the Hill, American Dad, those kind of shows. That's how you knew it's time to go to bed. Because
anything after that, it got it was very questionable.
It was specific, even more specific.
Yeah, like were definitely like geared towards adults after 11 o'clock. They're like, okay, no more kids. Go to bed.
But like the big one was like Family Guy. That was you watched for Family Guy and that was it. Done. I don't know if there was any, because that was before I started, like.
Being old enough to appreciate those.
Yeah. But
we'll see. And it's funny how like everything has changed. So I used to collect the like every season of Family Guy, like on DVD and Blu-ray. Yeah. I collected all of them, and then streaming.
I've got a friend who'd absolutely love you.
I was so upset.
Joe, I'm talking to you.
Yeah, I was so upset because. However many years ago, this is probably 2012, 2013 is when streaming services came through. I don't know if that date's right or not. Don't check me on it. But anyway,
Netflix has been going for a while.
I know
it was like a mail-in service.
It was and what obsessed me was because I had collected all of these seasons of Family Guy. I had collected all of the seasons of Supernatural, and those seasons of those TV shows, they were like $40 a pop, $50 a piece, and they had 12, 13 seasons. So you've spent like $700 on DVDs and Blu-rays, and then just in a blink of an eye, they're obsolete.
Yeah,
they have all of that stuff for free I say for free on a subscription-based service, but like so I was I was devastated whenever they came out with streaming, and they put those shows specifically on Netflix. I was so sad, and I went up to one of my friends, and I knew they didn't have Netflix, and I just gave it to them. Like really? I gave all of them away. Yeah, I gave all my Supernatural, all my Family Guy. I was like, I guess I don't need these anymore.
That is sad.
It was heartbreaking. Yeah,
like watching like a dog, die.
Oh no!
Like
that's heartbreaking.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's like, sorry, man.
Yeah. So I don't know if you still have those DVDs, Blu-rays, Michelle, but you're welcome.
How many of name calls have we done already? Though
2. We've done 2.
I think that was 3.
Was it 3?
I think that was 5.
5?
I'm losing track, man.
I'm gonna be honest. I did not know what to expect for our first podcast, and
no, this is great.
Yeah, we're already.
This is popping off.
This is a lot more easy than I thought it was going to be. So that's
absolutely
good. Yeah, so that's cool. we made a list of like things to like talk about, and they like we're like,
and we haven't even talked about
any of them.
Yeah.
So that's kind of but that's a good thing to tell.
It's a good
like,
sign.
Yeah, to know that we're able to just talk and bounce off each other. That's kind of funny, man.
Yeah, and if you keep seeing me look over, I'm just like, I get paranoid that it's like something's gonna go wrong and we lose everything. And we're good. This is what, 38 minutes now?
Yeah, we're at 35 minutes right now.
And I'm like, yeah, I don't have my glasses on.
And the one thing I don't know, I'm double miking us right now, so I've been trying to see if
this is a work in progress.
Yeah, it's a work in progress. This is a first time run at this, so but it's really cool though to see that we're able to just go on so far. So I was looking at this and I was trying to think, you know what? I don't know if these lapel mics are working, so I was like, that's gonna suck if they don't.
Is it?
I don't know.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
I guess we'll find out. I mean, it's not a big deal, but either way,
yeah. I mean,
we'll just make it work.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's end. Let's wrap up.
Like it is somewhat relevant to like music, because
okay. Yeah.
Okay. So, 3 bands.
Okay.
3 bands.
3 bands. You give the first one, and I'll give my first one.
Okay. So we're gonna go 3 our 3 favorite bands.
Top 3 favorite bands. Yeah.
This is just to represent us and kind of like the music that we like. So my first is Foo Fighters. Not Nirvana or like any like I was about to say and about to upset somebody by saying like Dave Grohl side projects. But I think Nirvana was the main Grohl. But Foo Fighters, and that's off to go off like the media type deal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like still old school in that way, which I shouldn't say that because CDs aren't old school. Like maybe if it was
I mean they kind of are, because I mean you don't really see like Walkmans around anymore. Like everything's streaming MP3 based. Yeah.
But why Foo Fighters is my favorite. Just I have all the CDs, man. I just love them. And when I got my first car, this was when like Pass Me the Aux was like popular. It's like you could connect to you through your phone. 2 things wrong with that for me. One, I had a really bad phone. And 2, my car was also, paraphrasing here, not very good. I feel very strongly about that, but since but the way I'd listen to music, it just put a CD in, and that's how I'd listen to it. So
see that's another thing though, like talking about a generation will never understand physical media.
Yeah, and that's even my generation. Like, it's just odd if you have CDs. It really is. I mean, you might have like 1 or 2.
Well, I mean, because most, I mean, nowadays, because I mean, I do this nowadays. No one carries CDs around anymore, so either their car has Bluetooth or they have one of those little Bluetooth FM transmitters where they connect to their phone. So I know a ton of people that do that, but yeah, there's a simplicity to
it's just
nostalgia.
Easy.
Yeah, just to plug it in. I will also say that also means that this generation will never understand the infuriating pieces of it to whenever the CD skipped.
Dude, it's
the worst. It is because you're getting jammed into your favorite song, and then you're like, yeah, this part's coming up, and all of a sudden you're like, It's
funny because I know exactly like one of the CDs I'd rotate and put in my circulation was sorry. Before we started, Tom told me not to cross my legs the left way because I crossed my legs and I've been trying to fix it. This is a side tangent. We'll probably talk more about this next time.
Yeah.
but that's where that is. One of my CDs was the Black Album, the Metallica, whatever you want to call it, the Metallica album. That was one I had in my car. That was like because I only had 1 CD slot. That was there for like 4 months. Like from when I went to school, from wherever I drove, it was that album. And it got to the point that right around the 1 minute mark on which one? I think it's Of Wolf and Man. If that's the track, I forget which one. like right around the minute mark, it skips so bad. So bad.
It's the most infuriating. You like want to like just take a TV and smash it. Like it's so yeah. Been there, done that. Well, and the thing is, if you're swapping out CDs a lot, I mean, a lot of times I'll just take a CD and I'll just chuck it in the seat or something.
Yeah.
And that's really bad on your CDs.
But
you know, that's part of the nostalgia of.
And I still carry CDs because that's not the main way I listen to, but I do love CDs because the sound quality is better than Bluetooth.
Yeah,
it by far, absolutely love it because there's some like crunchiness like to my, if you're going through a bad spot like with your data, I'm like, nope, silence.
Well, and see, on like, to be like the devil's advocate, I download all of my songs so I know that they play.
Look at you.
Because I drive to Kansas City every week, and so I there's like at least 2 dead spots between here and KC.
That is true.
So like if I ever know that like I'm going through that area, I just know that like I can't look up any new music. So I've got to know what I want for those areas because it's very, there are times where I've been like, what's this song? And then I realized I'm in a dead zone, so I can't do anything. So
yeah, that is
heartbreaking.
A little bit.
But yeah. Anyway, back to
so my first band, Foo Fighters. That was because like just like memories of that. My first girlfriend, of when I'd drive to her house, I'd have The Color and the Shape on, and this was just like some like side stuff. Like for the longest time, because my display didn't display like the names of the tracks, so each track was just track 1, track 2, track 3, track 4. So I never knew the names of like each of them. I was like, oh, okay, I really like this one, but which is funny. Because like I just kind of gravitated towards like the songs that everybody loves, regardless, and so like I'd just be going down, and then just like at like track 10, I think track 10 is Everlong, if I'm remembering correctly, I think so. Track 10, I'm just like, man, I love this song. It's still one of my favorite songs ever, Everlong, but yeah, that's my whole thing. It's just those memories.
See, in my favorite, or I guess one of my first bands, the one that I listened to, was also because of a girl, but it was a breakup story. So one of my top 3 favorite bands is This Wildlife. They are an emo acoustic duo, and they write some of the most crazy sad songs that will just break your heart. If you guys are watching like This Wildlife, just let you know, you got me through one of the hardest breaks up of my life. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. I love all the new music you guys are putting out. Love watching your videos. They made a giant Game Boy for their tour.
That's awesome.
It was like a functional, like, they made like 8-bit versions of themselves, and like they played it on the giant Game Boy.
Cool.
So like that was part of their staging background. It was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. So
that's cool.
If we ever start a band or like a side project, we should make a giant Game Boy.
Yeah.
Pixelated versions of Nick and Tom.
So is that your first one?
This Wildlife is my first top favorite band.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go with my second one.
Go.
And a lot of my style is based off these guys, but the Smashing Pumpkins.
Ooh, solid, yeah.
So, there's not much I can say about it because it's more like within the past like year or so I've gotten into them.
Okay.
But still one of my favorites. Absolutely love the just like the way that Billy Corgan like incorporates like melody within like the rhythm parts, like the song I think it's called like Rhinoceros. Probably one of the more popular ones, and just like the like smooth guitar part like with like the melody, it's just so good. And then the way like just it's amazing. I love it.
See, my favorite thing, I mean, I love the Smashing Pumpkins. Like, I love Billy Corgan. I think he's just a really cool dude. I love how the internet likes to make him a meme.
I think it's awesome.
It's like
because you recently showed me that.
I showed you.
I didn't even realize it.
Yeah, there's who's like, you ever seen the video of Billy Corgan riding a roller coaster? And it just is playing one of his songs, and he just goes wee, and that's the whole video. Like that's it. Like it's beautiful. It's artistic. It is amazing.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
But anyway, my second one, this is I'm giving 3 kind of different bands here. First one is emo acoustic. This one's my getting angsty band. Like whenever I'm having a bad day and I want to just kind of, I'm feeling angsty, I'm feeling a little, I don't want to say necessarily violent. But like, I need to get some frustration out. Every Day, A Day to Remember. They are one of my favorite bands. They do the song where it goes, disrespect your surroundings.
Yeah, that's the one everyone knows.
Well, everyone knows that part, but it's funny because that's the breakdown in the middle of the song. Yeah. No one knows the rest of it. So, I mean, really they have like really good songs. Have Faith in Me. My probably one of my most favorite songs in the entire world, like top favorite songs, is If It Means a Lot to You. And that it's another sad emo acoustic song. Yeah. But the rest of their stuff's like,
theme here.
Huh?
Sing a theme here.
Well, but see, most of their stuff is like angsty kind of pop punk metal-esque stuff. So they're drastically different. I mean, they have that one song that is acoustic, yes, but most of their stuff's a lot more, in your face and angry.
I can kind of relate to that, but like not really, because if I just kind of went into this, you'd be very upset. This isn't my third, but MCR Any Day.
Oh yeah,
My Chemical Romance.
Their guilty pleasure all day.
Absolutely.
Day. Yeah,
guilty pleasure. Take them any day.
Did you see what they did at When We Were Young?
No.
So, do you know what When We Were Young is? Mm-hmm. It's the giant music festival they put on in Las Vegas. They had all these bands come out. They went and did like their zombie makeup and stuff for their performance in Las Vegas. It was amazing. I would have loved to have seen that in person.
You say that, but then you realize you have to be in the crowd with all the MCR fans.
Yeah, you're talking like 50 to 100,000 people. Yeah. Like it was insane. And I just went to a show with Paramore.
Yeah, you still need to give me those stickers, by the way.
They're in there.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Tom got me some Paramore stickers because they didn't have any pins.
They did not. Paramore, what's up with that? Why don't you guys have enamel pins, bro? Like I was heartbreaking. I wear your stuff on my shirts all the time. But
one of my hyperfixations is pins. So I've got like a drawer of like 100 pins.
Really?
Yeah, of just like random like things, and some like I went to go to see this Jack White concert like back in I think it was August. Yeah, I think it was somewhere in there, and they had pins there. I was like, thank you, because I absolutely love them.
Okay, cool. Well, now if I ever go to a concert and I see pins, I'll have to. I'm gonna have to grab those.
You're gonna need to.
Which I grab some if I see them usually. So, but yeah, they didn't have any. All they had was T-shirts. They had some stickers and they had bottles and stuff like that. Yeah, and not as exciting.
I only like getting T-shirts when I go to the concert. Like,
I went to the concert, so I would have got a T-shirt.
Yeah, but like whenever it's like you got to get a T-shirt every concert you go to.
Yeah.
And one of my I was sad because another one of my favorite bands, the Struts, they're a British band, kind of like poppy, of like kind of Queen like type deal.
Okay.
The singer, I just learned about this, but I might be wrong, but the dresser, the who runs the clothing, I don't know what it's called.
Okay.
Was the same dresser that Freddie Mercury used, and this dude sings very similar to him.
Okay,
acts just like him. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why I'm into it. But I got because they did a concert with they were an opener for Shinedown, which I wish it was like the Struts, because I've listened to like all their stuff. That was like whenever I'd come in from St. Louis, like just have that on. And when I went to go see him, I got this shirt, just said the Struts. What is it? I think it's the British flag, which is like, but I don't care. I can represent the Struts, man. But I'll go ahead and wrap this up for my third and last. Because I've been talking forever.
Yeah, I was just letting you monologue. I was like, yeah.
You weren't saying anything. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm going. But But my third band, and I'm a little torn on this one. It's either Audioslave or Soundgarden.
Oh, anything Chris Cornell, man. Anything Chris Cornell.
It's
he is like a sweet spot in my, like, he's literally one of my favorite singers.
And I was sad because I got into Soundgarden and like all that stuff like the year after he died.
Oh, after he died?
Yeah.
Oh, see.
And I didn't realize he was dead. And
yeah.
I was like, man, I hope he's still, what's he still doing? Oh, wait.
Yeah, no, he.
And it's brutal. Yeah. He's my absolute favorite.
He was one of my favorites growing up. And I mean, like, we did. I still, to this day, I know all the guitar parts, like Audioslave, like all those songs, like Show Me How to Live, Cochise, Cochise, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Cochise.
Like a Stone, and see, Tom Morello, he writes such interesting guitar parts for it. It's
yes, but I'm Like a Stone.
Well, that one's kind of one of the more and there's Be Yourself. That one's kind of a meh solo too. But I mean, like, those are truly unique approaches to soloing. Because I watched the interview of Tom Morello, like, doing the studio, and he does his take on the solo, and he does this weird, like, wow, 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 and the guy is like, okay, he's like, okay, now let's do your solo, and Tom Morello was like,
that was it.
Yeah, that was it, man. Like, that was my solo. I'm done. And he goes, you're gonna put that? And he says, yeah, that's what I want my song. And he goes, okay, yeah, but no, yeah.
That's interesting.
Audioslave, Soundgarden. Did you ever listen to Temple of the Dog?
No.
You should. That's another Chris Cornell project. You should listen to Temple of the Dog.
Oh, I completely forgot about Queens of the Stone Age.
Queens of the Stone Age.
Listen to them from Era Vulgaris, and it's their main one. Was it Songs for the Deaf? Yeah, I can't believe I forgot that one.
Their big ones, like No One Knows, or
that's off that album. Songs for the Deaf.
I just remember Guitar Hero.
And then, was that on Guitar Hero?
It was, yeah.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
And I played Guitar Hero. I played all of them.
The very first Guitar Hero. So we're talking like PS2 Guitar Hero.
And I played that one.
Yeah, it was on that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Maybe it was Guitar Hero 2. It was one or two.
Yeah. Like Villains, what is like Clockwork? That's masterpiece. Absolutely. I will listen to like Clockwork over Songs for the Deaf any day.
Okay.
And I think it was the rated R. Is that the rated R rated or something? It has I can't even remember now. But it's like blue with a white stripe.
I don't know.
I think it is. I think it is. Well, anyway, that's mine.
Okay.
Did you?
I have one more.
Okay.
That's my third, and this is my absolute favorite band.
Absolute favorite.
This is my guilty pleasure. I have listened to this band since I was a teenager, and
so better be good.
It will be surprising to you.
Okay.
I go back to this band at least every 6 months. I listen to all of their albums. I rotate them. Top band, Switchfoot. Switchfoot, bro. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. Not even kidding.
No.
Like John Foreman, you are just a super cool dude. I followed you for so many years. If you hear this podcast, we should jam sometime, dude. Yeah, Switchfoot, man. Like, I swear, I've listened to them since like 90s, man. So like you're talking like. The Beautiful Letdown was like in my opinion, that was the one that really sold me to them. They have other stuff. There's Nothing Is Sound. There's Hello Hurricane. You've got the earlier ones where, I can't even, trying to think. I can play the guitar part, but I can't even think of it. But the Beautiful Letdown is such a good CD. And here, you may not be something like you would enjoy, but for me, like, that's something I grew up in my teenage years, and that was like such a pivotal point for me, and it resonated so well. And
Absolutely.
and it's super funny because they've teetered on the fence of like a Christian band, secular band. Like they dip back and forth between the two realms. So I think it's kind of funny to watch, a band go. Yeah. It's always surprising people when I tell them that. Yeah.
Well, I think my deal is like I've listened to them and I just like I didn't think anything of it. It's like those bands like Yellowcard and
they're
like Goldfinger.
Switchfoot to me, I mean, and John Foreman, don't take this. Don't get insulted by this because I still love everything. I think it is considered dad rock now.
Dad rock.
I think it's. I would think it is.
I call that
considered
butt rock.
No, Yellowcard is. I would
say.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yellowcard is, yes. I would say Switchfoot is dad rock, like because it's like you're talking when you say butt rock. That's like your alternative, like 98.9.
Like 101. The Rock.
Yeah, it's
We're
like those
hard rock. We've got
Yeah.
nothing but hard rock.
See, Switchfoot, they've got like this pop-esque sound, but they're rock. They're kind of edgy, but they're like their own thing. So, but lyrically, John Foreman just writes really cool things. I mean, he's a cool dude. I watch you guys on TikTok still, follow your concerts and stuff. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, that's by far my favorite group because
that's funny.
I know. Well,
really is.
I go back to it every time. Like, and it's so funny. Like, I'll go through all these different new bands and new music, and every 6 months, I just bust out the records and I start listening to them again. Yeah.
I'm gonna save this for next time because we need to wrap up pretty quick.
Yeah, we've been at it almost an hour.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So if you've listened for this long, thank you.
You are
really
impressive. Yeah.
Or if you've watched.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing eventful other than me holding back my tears from these cats. Man.
Oh, now the other one's here.
Yeah.
And see, I have no idea whether the camera's picking
sneeze.
them up. Yeah, I know. But this was fun. Honestly, we did a lot better than I thought we were going to do.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like, I wasn't sure. I was like, can we talk for 10 minutes? Like, do you think we can do that? And then I realized 10 minutes, we hadn't even started anything yet. And I was like, oh my gosh, we can't shut up is the problem. Oh my gosh. But no, I think this is
going to be great.
This is going to be fun. Yeah, so this will be a cool journey. We do have lots of interesting things to talk about.
Clearly.
Yeah.
And we didn't even talk about the main things.
The things that we wanted to. That's so funny. But yeah, this is a cool project. If you guys liked what you heard, be sure to like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. And check back. We'll be shelling more content out and fun things your way very shortly.
Yeah. I mean, little support helps a long way.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we're just two dudes at this point. So I mean, if anybody's along for the journey, well, sweet, we're here.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for listening, for watching. We will catch you later.
Yep. See ya.